Drive!
Hello, we're back again. Hi Em, how are you going?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yep, pretty good. Ready for another exciting episode of Labyrinth?
Let's do this.
Yes. So, for those who didn't watch the first episode, stop what you're doing now, go back and watch the first episode, come back, and then you're up to speed. But yeah, essentially, this is a side hustle for another side hustle for Ride or Die. Getting that right now. And yes, so we are playing the Labyrinth, the role-playing game, available from River Horse Games. A very rules light, very fun game that really captures the film Labyrinth movie. If you haven't watched the movie, stop what you're doing, go and watch the movie, come back. Okay. Yeah. So, oh, there you go. Yeah, is that Blu-ray copy?
It is. Look at this. I'm doing what those makeup influencers do on TikTok, like the hand behind.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to because you have to have the camera focus on your hands. You have to do that.
That's
Yeah.
cool. All right.
And yes, so yeah, anyone who's a fan of the movie, you're going to love this. And if you've got kids, my watch is talking to me. Yes, so if you've got kids, definitely get to watch. We're going to watch the Labyrinth, and we have a special guest, Em. You're not going to believe this, but I just happened to be walking through a maze the other day, and someone popped up and hello.
I love it.
Hello, don't go that way. Don't never go that way.
You're a bit bigger than what I expected.
Oh, you know, I've been working out. It's hard to lift weights when you're a worm.
What? My gosh, where did
Yeah.
you find him?
Somewhere online.
Oh my God.
I even got a Ludo, but I gave that as a gift to my grandson. So,
So cute.
but I thought the little worm would make a guest appearance. Yeah,
But I love him. Amazing.
yeah, I had to get it. It's been a little bit annoying because he's kind of bent the wrong way. He should be sort of bent so you can sort of sit him on the table. He's kind of odd shape. He looks different in the It's like any of these sort of things. They look great on the website, but then you get them in person, and it's like when you order a dress online and then you get it, and it's like falls apart 5 minutes after wearing it. So, but anyway, no, he's all right. He's my happy little worm.
He is.
Yes. So, yeah, as a quick recap, you are playing Sarah the human. You have gone into your brother Toby was abducted by the Goblin King, and taken to the Goblin Castle, and you are trying to make your way to the castle to retrieve your brother before the 13 hours elapses, at which point your brother will be turned into a goblin forever. And so in the first part, we actually went through the stone maze, and you had some encounters with goblins and dwarves and worms, of course. And when you entered the labyrinth, you had a choice of going through two doors, and you chose the lunar door, which gives you some benefits or negatives depending on the situation. And you got stuck in an oubliette as well. I think that was fun.
I think I was trying to climb up the hole up the top, wasn't I?
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
this thing, and I was like trying to jam it in the wall and use it as a staircase.
Yes. But in the end, you fought your way through the stone maze, I think it's called. Yep. And the last thing that happened was you were in this sort of like a amphitheater, and there was like a vote or something on you whether or not to let you go. And I think you passed the vote, and then you entered through a a archway, and as you came out of the archway, you saw I think the expression here goes, a green and luscious expanse of ivy-strewn trellises and thick green hedges stretches out in front of you. Looking back, you see that the passageway for which you came is completely overgrown. So essentially, what's behind in my background is kind of what you're looking at. So you're in the hedge maze.
Didn't I lose the 2 friends that had come with me as well? Didn't they stay behind in the amphitheater?
Yeah, they did stay behind in the amphitheater. So you're on your own again. So sad. But you've got a couple of pieces of equipment with you. You've got your wooden pole. So you're walking around with your 6-foot pole.
6-foot tall pole.
Yeah. And you have a periscope as well, I think. You can carry up to 6 items, so if you find anything else and you have to ditch something, or unless there is someone else in the party, if you do get a new friend to tag along for a while, they could carry something as well. And just to recap on how the thing works, the system is a very rules light, but essentially you roll a 6-sided dice, and it'll be a difficulty level, like a target number. So if something that's really easy to pass, you just need to roll 1 or higher. Something that's really difficult is going to be a 6, so most things will be 3, 4, something like that. If you have a trait, so your character, what are the traits that you have?
So my positive ones are endurance and bravery and sneaking and hiding. And my negative one is that I think I'm like self-centered or selfish.
Yeah. So if you encounter a issue or problem that you have to do a roll for, and one of your traits gives you a benefit in that particular test, like if you've got to jump across a gap and you're good at, jumping, you get to roll 2 dice. You roll with an advantage. You roll 2 dice and you take the best roll. Likewise, if there is something that is a negative to you, you'll roll 2 dice and take the lower number. Also, if you have a piece of equipment that can help you, assist you with the test, sometimes it will make it an automatic success. But if it's just still needs to be a roll, then if the difficulty level is a 4 and you have a piece of equipment that helps, it'll drop it down to 3, for example. So it makes it easier for you to pass the test. And besides that, that's pretty much the rules. You'll go through a series of scenes, and every time you pass next to the scene, you'll roll a d6, and that will randomly advance you to another scene in the labyrinth. And the idea is obviously to get through. You have 13 hours in which to save Toby, and you're down to 12 hours. So you only lost 1 hour in the first chapter. So you made pretty good progress despite all the other things. So yeah, you're in a good situation at the moment. So you are in the hedge maze. As you can see in the photograph behind me, it's a hedge maze, and everyone knows what a hedge maze looks like. It's hedge walls separated by pathways, stone pathways. Sometimes there'll be some statues or other, decorative sort of garden ornamental type things, and you're just sort of you're making your way through, looking around, and the first place you come to is okay. Let's get to that. There we go. Okay. So you come into this opening, and in the middle of this opening, there is a large, huge, really, sundial. So there's a large sundial here, and behind the sundial, basically here, you see a old man with a hat shaped like a chicken.
Oh, it's Leonard Cohen.
Sits and he's asleep. And he's sort of just sitting there. There's like a hat. It's like I said, it's like a chicken. And as you approach, he starts to wake. He goes,
What? Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
and then the hat starts speaking. Goes,
Oh, you better ask him something quick. He doesn't stay awake for long.
Okay, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm looking for my brother. I need to get to the castle. Which way do I go?
What? Oh, the castle, yes. Nice castle.
Hey, wake up.
What?
There's someone here to see you.
What? Where? Oh, hello. Nice to see you.
Hi,
What's your
which
name?
way to the castle? Left or right? Or straight?
Oh, life is not as simple as that. You must ponder your life choices. Use the force, Sarah.
okay, so what have I got to do here? It says, okay. Yep. Okay. So he keeps nodding off, and then
So, what is it you want to do again?
He says he wants to go to the castle.
Oh, the castle. Oh, okay. Well, I think I can help you there. Now, when was the last time I was at the castle? I don't know. I'll have to give you... I can give you a piece of advice. That's what I'll do. Do you think I should do that?
Yes, do that.
okay. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll get you to roll two dice. Two d6.
Oh, okay. Roll 2.
So you rolled a 1 and a 3. Okay. Yep, okay. Alright, so he sort of looks up and goes,
Well, when I was a lad, I could whistle so loud, but the birds all around would try to attack me out of spite. Horrible creatures.
Can I steal his chicken hat?
No. You need to wake him up again.
He'll wake up when I steal his hat. Wait,
It's
does
me.
the chicken hat come
I'm-
off?
I'm the chicken hat.
Can I steal the chicken hat? Wait, does
Will
the
you
chicken
be
hat know
quiet?
which way? Does the chicken hat know which way to go to the castle?
I'm just a chicken hat.
All right. Have you seen anyone else pass through here?
Oh, have you seen anything?
What?
Have you seen anything? She's asking you a question.
Will you be quiet?
No, he's asking you a question.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Wait, chicken hat, can you answer the questions?
Oh, no, I'm just a chicken hat.
All right. Can I see anything behind Chicken Hat Man?
well, you can see that the pathway extends. I mean, although there's lots of entrances and exits. Oh God, there's lots of exits from this area. In the area, you've got a sundial. You have obviously the chair where the wise man sits, and then there's some sort of pot over here, stone pot on a pedestal. That's all that you can see in this area.
Is there anything in the pot?
Okay, so you look
That might
in
help.
the pot and you can just you can see like a dark hole in the bottom of the pot.
There's a hole in the bottom of the pot.
Ooh.
How big is this pot? Can I jump in it?
Yeah, you could climb into it. Yeah.
Would I fit through the hole in the bottom?
Yes, you would.
Okay, before I do that, can I investigate the sundial, and is there anything interesting about the sundial?
Okay, when you look at the sundial, it basically tells you that it is, what time would it be? I guess it's 13:15 or something.
Not useful. All right.
It just looks like a regular sundial, and obviously, it's just showing. Time is all sort of relative in Labyrinth, and plus I don't know what the time is, so I'm just making this up. But yeah, so no, there's nothing. It looks like a normal sundial.
Can I see? So when I look into back to the pot thing. When I look into it, can I see the bottom of the hole?
No.
If I put my periscope in there, can I see anything?
No, because the periscope is not really long enough.
Can I put my 6-foot pole in there? And
yes, you can.
Around? What happens when I poke around?
You don't reach. You can't feel the bottom.
Oh, I'm so tempted to jump in this hole. All right, I'm jumping in the hole. For better or worse.
Yes, do it.
Just jump in the hole. Let's go. I'm gonna jump in the hole.
He's jumping in the hole.
What are you doing?
He's jumping in the hole. She's jumping in the hole.
Don't go in the hole.
In the hole.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so what I will get you to do is I will get you to roll 2 dice.
Okay.
2d6. Eight. Okay. All right. Okay. So you fall down into the you climb down into the hole, and you find it actually is a tunnel. So you start following this tunnel, and it moves on. It goes on for a while, and it's not overly cramped, but you have to sort of squat a little bit, crouch, and then finally it opens out. You come out to an opening, and you come out to another part of the maze, and sorry, my computer's doing something. You come out into the maze, and you're in a different area. So on the actual ground, you see come out to an area where there's like stone tables as you're walking around, and and sitting around these tables are more of these wise men, and they're all just sitting there going, oh, yes. A lot of them are sort of sleepy, but they're sitting around this table talking to each other when they wake up, and they all sort of like wake up and go,
Oh! A little worm once told me that stroking the back of a night troll's head puts it to sleep. Or was it the back of their hands? What are you talking about?
So you just see these wise men are just walking along, and they don't really seem to pay any attention to you as you're walking along.
So the villain of the story is the patriarchy. Good to know.
It's a kids show. Don't bring that into it.
Hey.
Okay. So as you move past these wise men, you start to hear some noise, and you hear it's like clanging of metal and the blaring of trumpets sound up ahead, and you can hear this like lots of yelling and screaming and whatever, and you come out into this enclosed sort of green, like a flat expanse of grass surrounded by the hedges, and there's actually like a battle going on, a big brawl of of goblins who were basically crashing into each other. So you got goblins up at this end, and you got goblins up at this end, and there's like bits of stone and vines growing over these stones, and so the goblins are, basically, they're just fighting, and they don't. You've basically walked into this battle, and you basically have to get through this battle. They're all like banging each other on the heads and running back and forth and running all over the place, and you're just sort of entering into this area.
What's in the middle? What is that?
That is just like a statue.
All right. And I've entered from what, the bottom of the screen?
Yes, you entered in through here, and you obviously have to exit through here.
All right.
So that statue is kind of like what looks like a king on a throne, but it's all sort of beaten up and damaged and so on.
Is there any way to like climb around the edge of it, like around the hedges?
No, so the hedges are pretty much so dense that you can't really. You'd have to have like a machete or something to sort of hack your way through. So you kind of have to try and get across the battlefield. And these guys, at the moment they don't even know you even there. They're just sort of running back and forth, fighting and pushing and so on.
So what happened to the area with the old men? Was that just like an intermediate area?
Yeah, that was just an area that you passed through. It wasn't an area like this. So you watched the game for a little while, and you can see that there is next to the next to the statue. That's right, nice. There is like a flag in a with a cup, and you can see that is it a flag? No, it's not. It's like an ornate cup, and they're trying to grab the cup from each other and sort of take it back to their sort of side of the green. And so they're grabbing it, and then they're pulling, and someone else grabs it, makes a run, and then someone tackles him, and they grab the cup and they take it back. So it's like a capture the flag type situation that they seem to be fighting over.
What's this thing?
And the first faction is, like I said, just what is it? So actually, well, I can take it back. They're not all goblins. One faction is actually dwarf gardeners, and they've got hedge clippers and shovels and hoes. And the other one is red goblin knights on mounts, and they're running around with their lances and all. They're trying to knock over, but they can't see very well because of the big visors, and so they bump into each other, and then they bump into the dwarves and all that. And so these two factions are just going at it, tooth and nail.
What's the green thing that I've circled?
That is another stone pot.
I'm going to try and get to the pot, not the other side of the battlefield. Still going to have to cross the field, I guess. But I'm going to try and get to the pot, because it might lead to another tunnel, which I'm starting to think are shortcuts through the labyrinth.
All right, so okay, so to try and get across, I mean, like I said, it's bedlam. It's just people are running around. Every time he's trying to walk through, people start bumping into you, and it's going to take you some time to make your way across.
Can I instead exit out one of the side exits?
No.
Oh.
So you can go. You've come in through this side, and the exit's this one.
Can I tell everyone to stop fighting? Can they hear me if I yell at them to stop fighting?
Yeah, you can try.
All right. Can I stand in the middle of the field and be like, all right, stop fighting, all of you. We're all friends here. There's no need for this.
So you sort of push your way through to the center, and then you sort of stop and you go, "Stop what you're doing!"
I'm girl bossing. Okay.
Yes. And when you do that, they do sort of suddenly pause for a moment, and they sort of look at you strangely, like as if you just appeared out of midair. Like
That's right.
Yeah.
Stop fighting.
And they go, and the dwarves go, "Who are you?" And the knights, the goblin knights go,
I am a guest of the Goblin King, and I demand that you all stop fighting and let me pass.
"The Goblin King," and they all sort of look like, "Is he here?" Sort of thing.
Yes, and I am his honored guest. And he is expecting me. And you'll all be in a lot of trouble if you don't let me pass.
Okay. Suddenly you hear, "It's a trap!" And then, but out of the side of the some of the hedges, actually some more dwarves sort of jump out, and they all sort of bashing onto the goblins, and then the fight starts up again, and they're all sort of fighting, and they get distracted again.
Have I made any effort to get halfway across this thing?
You've made it into the center here. Where is it?
All right, can I look at the statue thing and see if there's anything unusual about it or anything useful?
Like I said before, it appears to be a statue of what with a crown and all that. It looks like it was probably a king or something on a throne. Although it's been defaced, so that the face has been damaged. I mean, maybe it was the Goblin King. Who knows? But the face has been smashed, and like I said, there's vines growing around the bottom of it and so on.
All right. Can I yell at them again to stop?
Yeah.
All right. Stop it. This is not helping anyone. I need you all to listen to me.
Okay, let me just check something if there's a reaction table. I think there's a reaction table. All right, so they pause briefly from this latest flare-up of the fighting, and they look at you again. "Can't you see we're busy?"
Why are you all fighting?
"Because we need the cup."
That's our cup. No, it's our cup. Give us the cup.
I am now standing next to the cup, and I'm going to grab it and run to the giant pot thing.
All right, you're going to have to grab it off the who's actually holding onto it. It is a dwarf that's holding onto it.
I am going to wrestle it off that dwarf.
Okay, well, you're going to need to do a difficulty check, and I'll give it a difficulty of 3 because you're quite big compared to a dwarf. So you need to roll 3 or higher on a d6.
Yes.
Yep. All right, so you wait until one of the dwarves is busily trying to fight off this goblin knight, and then he's sort of holding it back like this, and then you sort of grab it and go, "Ah, I've got it."
I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, okay, I'm going to run to like the giant pot thing.
All right, so you grab the cup, and you start moving towards the pot, and they're all going, "The cup, the cup, the cup!" And you've got both factions now running at you. And
I'm going to throw it in the pot. I'm going to throw it in the pot.
And one of the goblins one of the dwarves is like grabs you around the ankle, and he's like holding on, and as you're trying to drag yourself to the pot. Roll a d6 again. Difficulty. A couple of dwarves have grabbed you now, so make it a difficulty of 4.
Oh my god.
Oh.
No!
So they're grabbing onto you. You can't. You're holding the cup, and you're just you're trying to get to to the pot, but you're kind of just a bit short. You're sort of.
I'm just gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it into the pot now.
All right, you want to try and throw it into the pot. Okay,
I'm gonna try and throw it, and then I'm gonna watch them all like.
All right. Well, okay. You don't have any skills that will help. So that I don't know if Sarah was particularly good at netball or basketball. You're going to try and throw it into the pot. I mean, the pot is similar to that other pot, so the opening's not too big. So I'll make it a 3 again.
Okay, let's go. What happens with this? Yes.
All right. So you grab the cup and you throw it, and it sort of hits the rim of the pot, rolls around a little bit, and then drops in. And when that happens, all of a sudden the fighting stops, and they all sort of look at you, and they go, "What's happened?"
Yeah. No cup, no fighting.
And they all sort of look at each other, and they go, "There's no cup." Then
See,
they go,
now there's nothing for you to fight about. You can all be friends now.
and then they go, "The king on the throne! The king on the throne! It's our king! No, it's our king!" And they just start fighting, and they go running towards the throne again, and they start fighting again. But it gives you enough respite to sort of make it to the pot.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna jump in after the cup. Let's go.
Oh, you're not
Is
going
there
to
a
look.
hole in this one?
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you can just jump in sight unseen. When you look in, yeah, it does appear like there's a hole in the bottom of this one too.
Going in that pothole. Literally a pothole. At least it's not an ash hole.
No, it's not an ash hole. No one was going to get that reference unless they go back to the very, very dark ages of Ride or Die and watch like the first episode in Science for those dark places. Yeah, link in the description.
Hit like and subscribe.
So yeah, okay. So you go. Yeah, it seems this pot is very similar to the last pot, and opens up into a tunnel. So I would like you to roll 2d6 again, please.
Amazing. Oh, oops. I just rolled one. Gonna
Yep.
roll another one. 8.
Okie dokie. Right. Huh, okay. Interesting. All right, so you leave that area, and as you're doing that, you come out into another area. All right, so you come into an area where there's like fairies. There's lots of fairies floating around in around the bushes and the flowers and things.
Don't
And
these fairies bite?
eh?
These are fairies that bite in Labyrinth?
I don't know. You would have to check.
Oh.
They are looking very angelic, and they sort of.
Yeah, I don't trust Angelic.
As you come around a corner, you bump into like a goblin knight, and it's he's, I don't know if he was from that previous faction, but he's sort of just he's just sort of going around in circles. He's sort of muttering to himself. He's just sort of walking around in circles. This goblin knight.
What does this area look like? So I've come out of the tunnel into like another open space, and there are fairies there.
Yeah,
And
so it's
wandering
still very much in the hedge maze, but yeah, it looks a bit different. This particular area that you're in, like I said, there's fairies flying around, and if you look into some of the bushes, you can like see what might even be like a hive of fairies, and it's just coming in and out. And then there's this goblin, just random goblin guy, just sort of running around in circles, and he's sort of muttering to himself.
Okay. Can I help him and stop him and lift up his visor so I can actually talk to him?
Yes, you could do that. So, he doesn't really notice you at first because he just seems to be just lost or whatever. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna stop him. Like, is he on a horse?
He's on this sort of mount. I wouldn't call it a horse. It's kind of like a lizard, well, some sort of two-legged lizardy thing.
Is it friendly? Can I stop them? Can I be like, hey, stop, and then talk to him and ask? Can I ask him to lift up his visor, or can I lift it up for him?
So you basically get in front of him and you go stop, and he goes, ugh, pulls back on his reins, and he sort of stops, and then he lowers the lance and points at you and goes, what are you doing?
I'm a friend of the Goblin King. I have an appointment with him, and I'm wondering if you can show me how to get to the castle.
And he goes, oh, I'm lost.
Oh, you're lost too. Great. Can you tell me which way, at least, which direction the castle is in? North, south, east, or west?
North, south, east, or west is, I don't know. What? I don't know. What's north, south, east, or west? It's all the same in the maze.
How many exits are there from this area?
Well, this is just it's not like an open area as such. It's just you just sort of encounter. It's just someone you've met along the way as you're walking along.
Quick question: could I pick up the cup from like where I had thrown it?
Yes. You have. In fact, yeah, you can make a note of that. You've got the cup if you want it.
Good. I'm gonna take that. Can I show him the cup and ask him, if I give this to you, will you help me?
All right. So you show him this, gold-looking cup, and he sort of lifts up his visor. He looks at it. He goes, "Oh, pretty."
If I give this to you, will you help? Well, will you help me? And I will give this to you if you can help me find the way to the castle.
You'll give the cup to me?
Yes. If you help me find the way to the castle, I will give you the cup.
Ooh. Okay. You know the way out of the castle?
No, if you help me find the castle, I will.
If you help me find the way to the castle, okay.
He's not going to help me, is he? All right. Can I try talking to the fairies?
Yeah, you could try. Yeah.
All right. Is there one near me?
They're flitting around. They're like butterflies, so they're kind of like all over the place.
All right. Hey, yo, fairies. Yo, sup, fairies. Yo.
So one little flittle floating around, and it sort of just stops in front of you, and it's sort of looking, smiling.
Gonna eat me, isn't it? My name is Sarah. I am looking for my brother, and I wonder if you can show me the way through the maze.
It just sort of flitters and goes, and flitters off. Another one comes up and goes, Sarah.
And I whack them with my pole. Whacked. Alright. Is there any other, is there an exit from this area? Are there paths?
Yeah, you can still keep moving along. And as you move along, you hear a clash of steel again. You hear like, ching! And then you hear like a crowd sort of cheering. And you hear cling! And you hear,
Alright, I'm going to move towards that sound.
So you hear the ring of steel and the roar of a crowd, and then in the as you enter, and you enter in from Yeah, basically you enter in through. Actually, it's not the. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you're entering in through here, and so you see a young woman in like a duelist uniform, and with a fencing rapier sort of thing, and she's fencing with this fox back and forth across a manicured garden strewn with all these sort of obstacles all around. There's rocks and there's bits of old pillars. There's a pond. There's a little dire stair with little stairs up it, and there's a bit of ivy. So yeah, it's dancing around, and all around the outsides you see lots of people watching it. Like there's worms, there's dwarves, there's goblins, all the usual sort of labyrinthine creatures watching this duel going on. And every time one of them gets makes some progress, you hear the crowd go, "Hey!" So you basically walked into the middle of this, and so this, yeah, they're all sort of moving, jumping around, and it's all quite elaborate looking duel. And before long, the woman disarms the fox, sending her sword flying into a nearby hedge. And the crowd roars in approval. And then the woman shouts, "Well, who's next?" And behind her stands a flowery archway leading deeper into the hedge maze, which is this area here.
Yeah, me. I'll fight you.
She goes, "Who will take on? My name is Evangeline Laroche, the greatest duelist in the Labyrinth. You will duel with me?"
I will duel with you. What will I get if I win?
Good question. I will let you pass into the labyrinth if you can beat me in the martial arts.
Will you show me the way to the castle if I can beat you?
If you prove your worthiness, I may assist.
Yes. All right. Let's go. I will take you on then. You seem a woman of your word.
Okay. All right. So the crowd roars, "A duel! A duel! A duel!" Meanwhile, the little fox sort of skulks away because he was defeated. All right. So how are we going to do this? We are going to do a duel. Okay. So it's a series of clashes. Okay. During each clash, make a location roll to see the area of the duel. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so the duel will consist of a series of fights across this battlefield. To win the challenge, you must defeat me 3 times.
Okay.
Okay, so she gives you a what did she give you?
Tell me I get a sword.
Yes. So you have a sword. Now you're not familiar with a sword, but you can see that Evangeline Laroche is like she's sort of doing a very elaborate maneuvers and ripostes with her sword. And she's like, Time for talk is over. Time to fight.
Actually, any good though? Let's go. She might be all like Miss Fancy Pants, but not actually that great.
Okay, now you do actually. You are brave.
Exactly. Ha. And I have endurance.
And you have endurance, so this might actually come in handy, even though your skill-wise is not that great. So the first duel will be conducted on a long rectangular stone lined pool with stepping stones on it. So you're going to be on this area here. So you're in the water. So there's lily pads, but there are a few stones. So you're going to have to like jump from stone to stone. Which, okay, so you don't have any benefit for that. But you do, like I said, you are brave. So to win this duel, you need to pass a difficulty 5 challenge. Actually, you could use the pole. You could be like Friar Tuck or Little John and sort of do the.
Yeah, can I use my pole? I knew
Yeah.
this pole had a purpose that I've been lugging around for how many hours in the labyrinth?
So I'm going to. Okay, this one is a bit difficult because you don't have any benefit for, and you're gonna have to balance a lot as you're jumping from these stepping stones. So this is a difficulty of 5.
All right, am I rolling a d6?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So the first challenge is you've got the pole. You brace yourself and you balance yourself on the stones, and then the crowd roars and Evangeline salutes you, and then she lunges with her rapier, and you're parrying the thrusts, but she's frenetically attacking like this, and you're trying to watch your steps so you don't fall in the water, and she's jumping back, and she's ha 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 like this, and before you know it, she's pushed you back, and then she goes on and she hits you with the rapier. Now this rapier is actually, it's blunted, so it's not going to physically kill you, but basically she pushes you over, and you fall back on your back, and the crowd are Evangeline, 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 Evangeline. First victory to Evangeline. Okay.
just whack her with the stick.
Now
Get
we'll
the jewel
go
nose in the
to.
back. Stick.
Now we are going to fight on this platform up here, this stone platform. Now this is obviously not stable, so now you can actually, your feet are, you can brace yourself. You got your pole that you want to use. So this time I will let you roll at advantage. So that means you roll 2d6 and you take the best number, but you're still trying to beat the 5.
Okay. Yes! Yes! I've got a 5 and a 6! Ah! Ah!
So this time you feel more safe and secure, and you block the blows, and then with a deft shot you're able to trip her up, and she falls on the ground, and the crowd goes, and Evangeline sort of gets up and she dusts herself off and he goes, "Ah, yes, a worthy opponent." So okay, we're going to roll again.
Am I rolling another one?
Okay. All right. This time you're coming to fight over here, and this is like tall grass.
Okay.
I mean, she's appears to be, yeah, she's a human. So she's not short. So and neither are you. So you can basically see each other. But the grass is it's might make you using your pole a bit harder, because you might, you've got to push through the tall grass. Okay, but this is the third. You've got endurance now. This is the third fight. Yep, I'm going to let you roll at advantage as well. So 2d6 again.
Yes!
All right. So again, Evangeline comes at you again, and I mean you're actually, Sarah's a young woman as well, so you're about the same height. But yeah, so you're parrying with the pole, and then you see an opening, and you sort of you push her, and she sort of, again, you sort of hit her in the chest with the end of your pole, and she falls back down the ground again, sort of cheering and chanting and whooping and everything like that. And Evangeline gets up, and she can see she's a little bit biffed now. Okay, so now you're actually winning this duel now. So we're going to, I want you to roll a d6.
Yes! Five.
Okay, 5. Okay, so this time the scenario is going to be in this these pillars, fallen pillars. They're about 2 feet wide, each one of these. So that do you want to fight there, or you can choose to fight elsewhere?
How many battles? I thought it was best of 3.
You're on like a ladder. You got to win 3 and see. How can I show this? Okay, you're on. Imagine like a ladder, and you're on different rungs of the ladder. And so at one end of the ladder is you winning, and on the other end of the ladder is Evangeline LaRoche winning. Okay, and you start in the middle. So you lost the first one, so you dropped down 1 run. Then you won 1, which took you back to where you started, and now you've won another one, so you've moved up 1 rung of the ladder. Okay, you need to get. There's 2 more rungs of the ladder that you need to get to defeat her.
Whoa. Okay.
All right. So because you're now winning, you can choose where you want to fight.
The platform.
Back on the platform? Yeah. Okay. So you say, we'll fight on the platform. Evangeline nods, she walks over, and then you duel again. Roll it. This time, your stamina's kicking in. Roll with advantage again. 2d6.
Yes. Yes. Take the 6.
Ooh, again. Yes, it seems like Evangeline is starting to tire a little bit, and so the fight goes on. There's a flurry of blows, and then again you're able to trip her up with the pole, and she falls to the ground. So you now moved another rung up the ladder. 1 more, and you will win. So,
All right.
okay. So roll a d6. What'd you get?
4.
Oh, this is for the location. Okay, so this time you're fighting here. You're in a nice open area where there's no obstacles or anything. You want to keep fighting there, or you want to change?
No, open area is good.
All right. Okay, so here we go. If you win this roll, you win the duel. 2d6. Go for it.
Yes.
Okay. Right, so yes, again, another fighting combat. I mean, Evangeline's fighting for, she's really trying to save her reputation now. But to no avail, because with a few deft blows, Little John style, bang, trips her up, knocks her down, and then you put the pole on her chest and say, I am victorious, and the crowd, and they go, Sarah, 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 Sarah. Even, I don't know how they know your name, but anyway.
Maybe I had to tell them at the start when I
Yeah, you probably would have had to have done something like that. You would have had to announce who was fighting. Okay. And okay, now you won without doing anything dirty or anything like that. So you gain the trait honourable.
Ooh.
Gain a new trait.
Nice.
And Evangeline LaRoche goes, "You have bested me in combat. Well done, Sarah." She sort of salutes you with her sword. So you can actually move on now through the flowery arch to here. So you can roll a d6 if you like. Oh, whoa! You're rolling well. Last time we did this, you were only rolling 1 every time. Okay. Alright, so you come into an area, so there's lots of weird plants in this labyrinth. You can see just normal hedges, bushes and things. And it seems like you've entered an area and it looks like it's like a nursery. And there's you can see there's these flower beds here, and here there's some furrows in the ground, and then there's some boxes, and you can see there's hundreds of different little plants, and they're like saplings, and they like growing. But as you walk in, you see this old woman, and she's very large, and she's very old, and she's kind of yeah, she's quite large. She's blocking the exit as she sort of walks around. And the thing about these saplings is they can actually talk.
God, are they like baby Ents, like in Lord of the Rings? Like
No.
the mandrakes in Harry Potter?
And it's actually well, mandrakes is a classic example of something that there would be. But yeah, there's these saplings, and they're actually sentient, and they can moving around. And so this old woman is sort of trying to wrestle these saplings, and they're like running around her and screaming and crying and all this sort of stuff. So there's quite a bit of noise going on of these little different types of plants just running around. It's weird. I guess that's the Labyrinth, it's in the description. So you've just walked into this sort of scene of bedlam with this old woman, incredibly old-looking woman, but quite large. Is trying to grab and sort out these little saplings as they run hither and thither.
Madam, I'm Sarah, and it looks like you have your hands full. Can I help you with anything?
She's sort of going, can't you see I'm busy? I'm trying to stop these things. Stop what you're doing. Screaming, and there's little saplings there. There's like an orchid there going, mommy. There's like a birch sapling, and then there's like a potato plant, and it's sort of moving along a bit. And they're all moving around.
Well, can I give you a hand with them? Can I help you put them somewhere? Like, are you trying to get them in one area, or is there anything I can help you with?
Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Huh. Okay. I've read that wrong. Okay. Okay, I made a mistake. Stop. It's not a woman. It's a large. It's actually like a. It's like a sentient humanoid-looking plant, and it's actually. How would I describe it? It's like an aloe vera.
Is that what I can see on the screen? It's got like little arms and tentacles.
Yeah. It's like this. Yeah, it's like. It's an aloe vera plant, but it's large and it's sentient, and it can move around, and it's trying to grab these saplings, she can't really concentrate on you because she's got these saplings sort of clambering over and running around and crying and yelling, and so she definitely needs some help in trying to get these saplings under control. She's like, "Oh, will you help me? Will you help me?" I don't know how an aloe vera maybe it has a mouth. I'm not sure, but yeah.
All right, I will help you. What do you need me to do? I will help you. If I help you, can you please show me how to get to the castle, or let me through?
I would let you through if you can help, please. Yes, quick, help me.
Right. What do you need me to do?
Okay, so... Right, so she wants you to... There's 4 particularly troublesome saplings that... actually, you went through Loma's door, didn't you?
The lunar door. The party door.
Yeah, it's called Loma, but yeah. Yeah, so she's got 3 saplings, not 4, 3 for you. She needs you to calm down these 3 saplings that are particularly bothersome. The first one is a... It's like a mint bush, like a mint, like, you know, the herb, and it's running around and jumping, and it seems to be a real go-getting herb. It's just jumping around and so running around. So
Yeah, it's all fun and games until I snap a bit of your head off and put it on my pasta or something.
Actually, this one here, that actually is a greenhouse.
Oh, I need to round them up into there. Okay.
In there, there's you can see there are tools.
Oh, there are tools. all right. I'm gonna go into the greenhouse and grab some tools.
All right, so you move into the greenhouse, and you can. All right, so we'll see a rake, which is worn, and it's quite large. It's oversized. It's like an oversized, worn-looking rake.
What else is there?
Okay, and you also see a watering can that is it's basically got a hole in it, but again it's oversized. It's an oversized sort of watering can with a hole in it.
As in, can I like throw it over someone and like place it over someone and like bundle them into it? You're very violent about kidnapping plant children here.
Yeah, you could try that. You could sort of pick it up and sort of walk around, and this little mint character's running around and try and grab it.
That. You like them apples? Yeah.
The other sapling is like an olive tree.
A tree? Oh my god, it's Groot. We're gonna get sued, Neil.
So it's the other sapling is.
How many IPs have we like infringed on today?
So
like mandrakes or Groot?
Yeah. We didn't see a mandrake, but and the other one is an orchid. That's a bit crying.
Oh, it's crying. Oh, it's so cute.
So the olive tree is kind of just seems to not be paying attention to anything that the aloe vera woman is saying, and just seems to be distracted by different things and just sort of moving around and just totally ignoring her. The mint is running around and looking back and forth and doesn't, giving people sort of, I don't know how you can explain how a mint plant could be looking at you like weirdly and like distrustfully, like. But as you go towards it, it sort of cowers away and sort of looks like this.
Oh, babies.
And the orchid one is kind of just sitting in the corner, just.
Oh my god, so cute. Okay, what else is in the greenhouse apart from the watering can and the rake?
The other thing is a trowel, which is actually shiny and there's a gardening trowel. It's a brand new shiny gardening trowel.
Okay.
And when you go to pick it up, it goes, "Oi!" It's actually a talking trowel.
Oh, hello, Mr. Trowel.
Have you got some plants you want me to dig?
Can you? Okay, the baby plants out there. Can you give me any tips about how I can round them up and bring them back in here?
Ooh, I'm not sure. Which one you were wanting to look at first?
Okay, is there a specific order that I need to bring them back in so I don't upset the other two? So it's one of those puzzles where I have to like bring like mint, olive, orchid, or mint, orchid, olive, or orchid, olive. Like, is there a specific order I need to bring them? Do I need to figure that out? You might not be able to tell me the order, but is there an order?
I'm a gardening implement. Do you think I know this sort of stuff?
Well, you're not a hoe at least.
No, that's true. I guess So I just will talk to the plants.
All right, I'm gonna ask the aloe vera then. Hang on. Okay, first of all, I've still got room in my inventory, so I'm just gonna at this point have take the watering can, the rake, and the trowel with me, so that I can use them, because it's like 3 instruments, 3 plant babies that I need to get. Okay, and I feel like one of them I can like rake in with the rake, one of them I can throw the watering can over, and one of them I can be like, look, shiny trowel, and like try and distract them to bring them back in. But I'm gonna ask the aloe vera plant, ma'am, Miss Aloe Vera, is there an order that I have to bring these 3 back in? I know you can't tell me which order, but is there a specific order that I need to bring them back into the shed?
We just need to get them under control. It's just they're running wild.
So you just need them under control. Do you need me to put them back in the flower bed, or do I need to put them in the greenhouse, or what do you need me to do with them?
She goes, put them into the boxes. Get them to go to sleep. Put them in the boxes.
Okay, so they need to be in the boxes. Okay, right. And are the other boxes empty?
So you can see that there are other saplings in these boxes, and they seem to be, again, these are plants, so it's kind of hard to, the anthropomorphic sort of plants, but they seem to be sleeping.
Oh, bless. Okay. Oh, cute. All right. Let's go. Let's try and subdue. I feel like we need to subdue the rowdiest one first, because if I can get that one settled, I feel like the other 2 will be okay. Whereas if I settle the other 2 and then bring the rowdy one over, he's going to wake everyone else up. So I reckon I need to settle him first. So can I throw the watering can over the mint plant?
Yep,
and
okay.
Bundle him up?
Difficulty of 3, go for it.
Yes.
All right, so this mint plant has got like this, jumping around. You're coming up there with the watering can, you're holding it up above him, and he sort of looks up and he sort of shirks away from you, and as you go, oof, this, and then you hear bang, 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 bang inside as it's kind of struggling to get out, and you hear it going,
Oh, shush. Go to sleep, you little brat.
and it's boom, 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 and it's just not settling down. It's boom, boom, boom.
Alright. I will let you out of the watering can if you come over to like your little box and go to bed. Go to sleep.
Boom, boom, boom.
Good boy.
Pauses and then boom, 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 boom.
Alright, if you keep carrying on like that, you are staying in this watering can, young man. M's parenting skills. This is me as a parent throwing giant watering cans over my children. Yeah, that's right. Keep crying and carrying on. The longer you carry on, the longer you're staying in that watering can.
Boom, boom, boom.
Don't try me.
It's the bumping is the intensity of the bumping, and it seems to be dying down a bit, but you can still hear
Yeah, good. You tire yourself out, you little brat.
You can sort of still hear it sobbing.
Yeah. You can cry yourself to sleep. All right, next. You stay in that watering can and you think about what you've done for a moment, young man, and then I'll let you out. All right, next one. Olive tree. Let's go with the rake.
All right, so the olive tree is kind of just walking around and not really paying attention to anyone.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't need to rake him in. I'll walk over to him. All right, sweetheart. What's your name? Do you have a name?
Doesn't really be paying much attention to you. It's just looking at different other saplings and
All right.
basically just ignoring you.
Does it have a hand? Can I? Okay, I'm gonna get the rake and I'm gonna like slowly rake him over to me and then put him in his box.
It sort of pushes, sort of tries to resist you a bit. But you're pushing it over to the box, and then you get it into the box, and its feet sort of settle down into the soil, and it sits there for a moment, and then it sort of looks around, and then it sort of steps off and starts walking away again.
All right. What can I use the shiny trowel on him? Can I lure him with the trowel and be like, "Look, shiny plaything, you can play with this. Come
Okay.
to bed."
Yeah, you can try that. So you
I
hold
put
up
it
the
in
shiny.
his box. Yeah.
And then the olive tree sort of looks at the child and sort of seems curious and comes over and sort of looks at it, and then sort of sits up again and just walks off again.
All right. I'll leave him for a second. What about the orchid? Why are you crying? Do you have a name? Are you all right? Why are you sad?
I want a bedtime story.
All right. If I tell you a bedtime story, will you go to sleep? Okay. Come on then. Can I pick up the little orchid? Is it like a little baby?
Yeah, little baby orchid. Pick it up.
Okay.
Put it
It's
over
on my hip now.
into the
It's on my
box.
hip, and I'm like, okay, come on, orchid child. It's a little orchid. Get it? Kid? Orchid?
Yes.
Okay, come here, child. And I'm going to tell you a story. I'm very good at bedtime stories. Have you heard of this? It's called the Silmarillion. Puts anyone to sleep.
That's one for the geeks. That book took me 3 attempts to read it. I finally, if you can get through the first couple of chapters, it's actually a very good book. But the first 2 chapters are a real grind.
It's I've owned it for years and never got through the whole way. So
You need to stick at it. But yeah, it took me 3 attempts to get it through.
All right, I'll read the little plant baby a chapter. I seriously happen to be carrying the Silmarillion with me in the Labyrinth.
Oh, I'm sure you know it by rote. You can just read off the top of your head.
All right. So I'm reading the little plant baby in his little box.
Yeah, and
after
a while, the orchid sort of head drops near here.
Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. All right. How am I gonna distract Lava Ducks? Okay, I'm gonna talk to the trowel. Hey, trowel, do you have any ideas about the orchid and how to get him to bed? Not the orchid, the olive tree, and how to get him to bed.
He goes, "Oh, I don't know. It just someone needs to give him a firm hand."
All right, I'm gonna grab him, scrawny old tree, and drag him over and shove him in the box and put some soil on him and say, "Go to bed."
He's like, "Oh."
Go to sleep, young man.
He sort of nods and sort of stays in the spot, and he's sort of looking at you, and he's feeling it looks very. Yeah, again, it's an olive bright sapling, but it kind of looks sheepish.
Good. All right. Good little saplings go to bed. You'll get a treat when you wake up. Now go to sleep.
All right. So he settles down and sort of stays in the one spot.
Good. All right. 2 down, 1 to go. All right. I'm knocking on the watering can. Are you gonna be a good boy and go to sleep now? If you don't behave, you're going to stay in that watering can all night. Do you hear me? I'm going to take that as a yes. And the moment you don't behave, you're going back in that can. All right, and I've picked up the can, and I
So when you pick up the can, the meat sort of shirks away from you, like scared.
Okay. Good boy. Now come to bed. Do you want to your little friend had a story. Do you want a bedtime story? Okay. Do you need a glass of water before bed? As a plant. All right. Will you just go to sleep now? You want a hug? All right. I'm hugging a mint plant. This RPG just got really weird. All right. I'm hugging the mint baby plant.
Okay,
right.
And a little as you hug it, at first it's a little bit tense, but then you feel the little mint shrub relax, and then its arms sort of go around you.
Oh, so cute! The little baby mint plant. All right, there. Now come along, put it in its little box and tuck it in with some soil. Little mint plant. Okay, now all the babies are in bed.
Yes. All right. So they all settle down, and now the aloe vera woman seems to be a lot more calmer, and she goes, "Oh, there's such a handful. Thank you. Well, are you wanting to be shown the way out?"
Yes, please. I'm trying to get to the castle. I have a meeting with the Goblin King.
She's very important. And so she just sort of shuffles across as a aloe vera plant like this, exposing the exit here, and you're able to move out. You get to roll d6.
Ooh, a 6! Literally
Alright.
on a roll.
And with that, you actually come to the end of the hedge maze. But ahead of you, you see a barren, a wild landscape, and the stench is overwhelming.
Oh, it's Rotorua. Okay, great.
Yes.
I'm
But-
in New Zealand all along.
Yes, but you can actually see off in the distance the Goblin City, and beyond that, on a rise in the middle of the Goblin City, you can see the Goblin Castle. Boom, boom, boom. And from what I can see, is you've actually been able to get through that maze part without any significant loss of time. So that's quite impressive, actually. I think finding those pots and jumping in those pots seemed to make a big way to get through it a lot quicker.
Knew they were there for a reason. I was like, you don't just put, like, in a game, like, a random thing like that without either an item being in it or it being a shortcut. I was like, they've got to be something. Or there's, like, an item in there. So there were too many exits otherwise. Like, one of those, like, spaces had, like, 6 exits. I was like, there's got to be an easier way through.
Yeah, but then you went to another location which also had a pot. So you basically got 2 sort of, like, shortcuts.
Nice. And I kept rolling 6s. Whoa, that never happens to me.
Yes. So that's probably a good point to pause. We're at the end of that second chapter. So,
What fun!
so we'll be next into the Land of Yore.
Ooh.
So we will see what happens on the next exciting episode of the Labyrinth.
Like and subscribe. Join us next time.
Yes. And watch the movie. Then come back and watch Little Wormy. All right. Okay. Well, that's a good point to pause. So, all right. Thanks again, Sarah.
Thank you.
For joining us in the Labyrinth. And we'll do the next session hopefully very soon.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.